how you do in the laning stage. And this is a matchup where you have to lane a bit more than you did with the Qhali, right? We saw the Qhali just running off the jungle at like 3 or 4 minutes here. So we're going to see Faker actually get to play a lane matchup. And will he be able to just school him in the mid lane? He's master tier on the Leshrac, so incredibly confident. But yet again, Razor, not a hero that's very difficult to lane. So Universitario going a similar route of trying to win the laning stage. If it goes into the late game, this Faceless Void, we talked about it. This hero looks incredibly scary. So you got to do some work in these lanes, and we'll see what James can do on this Razor. Not a very traditional mid laner.
And you also quoted it in the NA qualies where you said that Faceless Void, probably the best late game carry in the game.
No, I said it is.
It is.
Period.
Yeah. So, period. So that is also that Universitario has to take into account. We're probably not going to be able to beat it in the late game. But on the positive side, just like the last game's draft, they've got control. They've got silences. They've got stuns. They've got long duration stuns as well with that hook shot and the telekinesis lift. So they have tools versus this Faceless Void. Just not a lot of debuff immunity piercing abilities there with that BKB up on the Faceless Void. It's going to be very tricky to deal with. But maybe the Razor can nullify this Faceless Void's impact later on. But you'd have to sit your game on top of him with that link. We'll see how this one goes.
That's hard to do because like you time walk in if you want to, and then you have the shard, you can time walk out. Or you can just save your time walk and just take the link off. Or you could just chrono the Razor and kill him. You have no save on Universitario here. So Void is kind of weak though in the early stages, right? Like he's gonna want to farm a Midas, he's gonna farm a Maelstrom. From there he's kind of strong, but he's still not the strongest. Then once you get to that level 15 talent of 50 time lock damage, all right, he's getting a bit scary. Time runs out, level 20 comes around the corner. Oh, okay, now the game is kind of hard, feeling like you can't do anything anymore. So you basically have until Faceless Void's level 20 to have a sizable gold lead, get Aegises to deal with this, perhaps maybe some Aeon Discs, even though that item's not super popular because Nullifier is a very popular item. But Aegises are going to be the big one, and gold advantage to the point where you just don't have the damage.
Also the big difference maker coming into the early game. The wizard hats. 4 for
These
Infinity.
Party
3.
Hats.
Okay. They're kind of
1,
wizard
2.
hats to me, but they're party hats. There's 4 for Infinity. There's 3 for Universitario.
I mean, it is Dota's 10th anniversary party hats. Don't disrespect.
There's still kind of wizard hats here at least. But James, you don't have
Who's
one.
not a wizard right now is James, as he gets...
He's a crummy wizard.
Yeah. Wishing maybe he was playing a wizard. Probably not. Getting caught like that will end in your doom, no matter what. And who ended up getting the first blood there? It was just Michael. So at least he doesn't have that double whammy of playing against a mid laner, getting first blooded, and giving him that first blood.
But you say it's just Michael, but it is Michael, you know? Like, this guy, if he gets himself a good early game, especially with this Lion, getting those early items with the mobility, getting himself that Blink Dagger, as you can already see, he's landed up. All I need is a good old magic wand, you know? He's literally the wizard. Party hat and getting the wand for himself. And there's an early calling coming out, but won't be able to do too much. Austin tanking a lot of damage.
I love this game. Everyone party hat up on this one. So we got, how many party hats we got? We got to do a party hat count after this. So, all right, let's check out. Faceless Void, party hat on. Leshrac. Is that a party hat? I can't tell. And that big... He has a party hat in there, right?
Does he?
How do I...
I honestly cannot say. Right, he's moving around so frantically that I cannot actually see if he does.
All right, he's got a party hat. Yes, he does. Okay. We got a party hat on Brew. Okay. We got a party hat on Lion. We got 5 party hats on the side of Radiant. Right. Can we match that as Dad? Yep, party hat on. Austin, party hat on. James, after getting first blooded, has not party hatted up at all here.
No, it falls there. It falls there already.
So Lizex and James, only ones not wanting to party here. Glad we got through that very important piece of information there. But
maybe
if we
they'll pop it later on.
Yeah, maybe. But as we fast forward to the laning stage, Razor 5-2. Faker 7-1. Mid lane going pretty even. And yeah, this bot lane here. Can you beat a Treant Protector in the lane? Is it possible? I'm not so sure it is. As Lemire off to another free farm start here. Definitely
and they haven't really destroyed any of the trees either from Gardic, so he has a lot of free reign.
No Quelling Blade.
Mobility-wise. No Quelling Blade indeed. 0 Quelling Blades for the entire team. One of the crucial things that you do see when you're playing up against a Treant Protector, maybe it's just a Dire side thing, right? If you have a Dire Treant Protector, but because it's Radiant, I don't know. Maybe
I think it's pretty important either way if you want to slow down the tree's impact. But we'll see. But no surprise in this game that we do see Dad on his Morta, top of the CS again. But we were talking about last game, Qhali. Maybe he should have had more CS in game number 1. He's pretty much mirroring, as we will see action on the top lane on Austin.
We'll see if this one works out. Qhali's also low on HP. Austin, he's done his job. Dad with all the poke that he can provide, dropping this Brewmaster low enough for him to reset for the time being. And Michael, he's got more HP. Austin, oh, he didn't actually get the wave. The Satyr just threw a random right click towards the clockwork and kept on going. But still, no stack, no pull. Stack timer also 30 seconds, a bit too early for that. Oh, Mortis Courier! Oh, the Satyr's chasing it! Chasing it! Oh, just outside of the camera there, but the Satyr, the big Satyr, started chasing the Courier and almost
aggroing everyone.
He's mad. Yep, he is. Invading my home.
Oh, but they caught the Balrogs. Kind of caught out, but you can't really go past that Pierce to the calling. My bad. Pierce the
call. Yeah, you can't pierce the calling. You're right about it.
Can't pierce the calling. That is true.
Michael also running out of mana, so he couldn't even throw that instant hex for Qhali to close in the gap. But no changes right now. It is just casually James soaking up damage from Leshrac from time to time, still taking big nukes from this level 3 Lightning Storm. Faker! He's so close to getting it. Doesn't even have to force out the Fairy Fire, but he's out of mana right now. Does have a mango.
He has boots in his bag right now on the Leshrac. Does he want to use those? Yeah, he does indeed. So he will deny the flag bearer too, as they will get a kill on Gardic here. Out there doing a warding or de-warding mission.
The roles have changed for sure. Now the Darkseer and Rubik are the ones being the aggressors.
Oh man, Lemire, he's getting so close to this Midas. It's such a scary item on Face's
Faker, he's got it this time. He got it.
That's a solo kill.
And Desmar's too late. And a bottle refill. Oh, he's getting everything. He's getting everything right. Michael also rotating in, tries to get the sneaky stun. He doesn't quite connect on the river.
Dodged everything. But getting solo killed in the mid lane there, that's a rough one. I was kind of worried, you know, like, would this be the case as Michael will get chased down here? This is a boots win lace versus no boots. He gets out.
Desmar. Trying to get closer, but here comes Qhali. Austin's got nothing left. Except his life. But that life looks like it's going to be forfeit as well. One more hit, and there comes Faker. Secures it. Second kill for the Lesh.
Actually gives mana back to Michael and to Qhali here with those mana boots that he picked up from getting the solo kill.
There goes Gardic.
Uh-oh.
Down.
If James gets stunned here... Okay, not enough mana.
Yeah. Great minds think alike.
Yeah.
Not enough mana to go in, but they're looking to be a bit more friskier on the side of Universitario, thinking about crossing the river, going to Michael. No.
There's a haste, though, now on Razor. That's a big one. That'll either allow him to chase or disengage if he gets in a sticky situation. Probably couldn't got a better rune than that. Yeah, that's one of the best ones he could have asked for here. As another refill will be happening on this mid lane for Faker.
They're really relying Faker on doing a lot this game because they're like constantly moving around this mid area. Lemire just uninterrupted solo farming here basically, or free farming maybe even you could put it that way. Can't interrupt the Void, can't really do much against them. He's just getting creeps more and more.
I mean, they have a truce on bot lane. It's like, all right,
top lane.
Look at the line. Does he have a class available? He's done.
Close. There we go.
He's done. But yeah, bottom lane has a truce right now. It's because like you have this Vanguard on Darkseer, which means you can't pressure him anymore. It's way too hard. And of course, you can just never pressure this point. And they chrono. All right.
He tried to surge away.
Rotation.
Oh, Faker walks into it, but doesn't matter. Does get lifted away there by Dismar, but Lissex, he's low, and Avac comes in. Lumiere, he gets all of his HP back, and Lissex gonna get chased to death, but here comes James. He's got that haste rune. This dude needs to work. He needs to get the rotation to get some kills in, but no. Looking for Lotuses, looking for somebody to be found, but nobody there, and they're all out. Austin too late with the cogs as they weren't able to locate him in time, and James will miss out on the action.
Brewmaster ultimate for Dad here.
Level 6, rolling in. It should be enough. He's got a Lotus, but with Michael there to back him up. Costly for Universitario. The failed rotation for bottom, losing their carry in the top lane. Spain without the S. Six to 3 now. And looking at net worth as well, Brewmaster, Vitaly. He is topping the charts, followed up by the Leshrac. Razor falling behind. And he doesn't exactly farm as fast compared to the rest of the heroes. Of course, the new improved Razor does farm decently, but
not at level 6.
Lesh, you look at Void, yeah, at level 6 even. Like you just don't keep up with the rest.
Ooh.
You do not keep up with the rest.
And now you have one of the best runes that you can get for Leshrac as well. So I talked about how that haste was the best rune you could get for a Razor, and that's true. And they dodged a bullet on that last one, just being able to TP out, disengage from it. And now you got a shield rune on Leshrac. This is one of the best runes that you can get for Leshrac here. That and Arcane rune. So this Lesh is going to be very difficult to bring down in this next fight if he has this shield rune available and activated. And it looks like he knows that, so he's going to potentially make a rotation. He's thinking about it. Besides, he just wants to hit the creeps and go to that Bloodstone, which is a totally fine alternative as well.
Not like the Bloodstone of old. Usually the Bloodstones you see these days are pretty much now standardized. Always worth to pick up. Especially
you gotta love this new Midas, right?
Do you?
Yeah, why not? Because, like, you just don't have to Midas the first thing you see anymore. You can be like, I will save this, because it has 2 charges. I can save it for later. I'm not going to lose any efficiency anymore. Or you can be like, hey, I'm going to join this team fight instead of Midasing this creep and not feel bad about it, right?
Yeah.
So, like, all these, like, small things makes Midas so much better. I've definitely been in situations where Midas is off cooldown. I was like, but there's a team fight. Should I Midas? I was like, oh, that's right. I'm not going to lose anything because that's charges. I can just join the fight and Midas after.
Exactly. And you know why? Because of that efficiency thing as well. When you can take into consideration, if you keep hold of that 1 extra charge the whole time, opponents start picking up Boots of Travels, TP into the lane, eat the creep.
I mean, that is a very specific scenario, but yes, you can definitely do that as well. Helps source matchups against like Chen and stuff too, right? So
yeah,
so many cool things that you can do with this new Midas, which makes it more and more common as this patch does get explored a bit more.
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting one as well with the release of the Midas. Well, we won't be talking about that these days anymore, but it was abysmal for people playing pubs. Like, what is the 6 Midas build up here? They all work.
Sometimes it's all 10. MLG
too much,
Columbus.
Too much fear.
10 Midases, let's go.
Oh, well, they're going to be jumping onto the Razor in the mid lane. Control is there. Low on mana for the Pulse Nova, but maybe Faker has enough to deal with this one. The right-click damage flying in from the Link, but it's not enough. And Vitaly getting killed up at the same time at the top lane. So, the help of Austin and Desmar, Lissex will get himself a kill. But it's still your Razor down. And this Razor, he's in a rough place.
He's in more than a rough place. He's in, I wish I had a Midas place right now, but you're mid laner at this point for the team, and you are playing a hero that is known as a lane dominator, and your first item is a Blade Mill, and it's not even here yet. It's in the works. It's 12 minutes. You want this Blade Mill because it'll help a bit for Slash. Slash don't really care anymore when he gets Bloodstone, kind of counteract it.
Yeah.
And this, you got a Treant behind you, you got a Brewmaster behind you as Faker. What do you have behind you other than a Darkseer, which of course is going to be good? But you need net worth on Razor to kill heroes, and quite unfortunately, he just does not have the net worth this game. He is quite far from any item that is going to have a huge impact. We'll have to see what the Blade Mill can do. It's a start. It's maybe the cheapest item he can buy to have impact with the next fight or two, but this is not going to be a scaling item for him. It needs to have some impact in the next fight.
Now look at that. Smoke farming, just enjoying his time, just vibing. Arcane Rune as well. Just the easiest farm Faker's done in a while.
Lots of vibing on Infinity here, as Faceless Void's been doing nothing but vibing.
They found Vitaly, though. The hook shot does connect onto him, and here comes Garnic as well for the backup. But they are outnumbered 2 versus 4. It's going to be a costly one. Overgrowth on a 4 heroes.
The
they can maybe get a kill for themselves. Austin is low, and the Brewlings are doing work. He's down to 70 HP. One more hit should do. There we go. He's picked himself another, and here comes Michael to help out as well. 2-man stun. Faker, he's low on mana. He would have wanted to go base first before this fight took place, but he will pop this Bloodstone. Get a bit of mana back with that Pulse Nova, but they're chasing him. He's going to have to TP out, and he's gone.
All right, they end up getting the brew out of that one. You did bring 5 heroes to deal with that, as Dad did show up, hoping to make something happen with his hero, but unfortunately, the party was already over by the time he arrived, and of course, Lemire, nothing but creeps on his mind. He bought the Glove of Haste to be like, maybe I'll get shreds, but like, nah, I'll just go no boots, Maelstrom, Midas. You can't think of a more greedy build than this, and he's getting away with it.
No boots, Maelstrom, Midas, and of course Vitaly deciding to go for 2 out of 10 Midases this game. He also picked up 1 working on the Radiance with Brown Boots and Vessel.
Sure. And he almost has 2 charges on this Midas too. Really holding on. Not sure.
He just wants to get that quick burst of gold, right? You know? Oh, payday.
Maybe 2 big creeps or something.
Could be.
Yep, he looks like he wants the EXP, just finding these whatever big creep he can. Another 20 seconds and Midas is up again for him. That feels good.
And it makes sense as well, because you look at his level, he definitely needs to experience maybe a bit more. That Radiance is going to come on time at some point, but you got to have the experience to back it up as well. You want to get that level 2 ulti ASAP. Really help out your team. So the Midas makes sense.
And we talked a little bit about the issues in game number 1 with Universitario's draft and how potentially they got no stuns. It really hasn't got much better in this game number 2. They got Darkseer, Razor, and Work, of course, now. So they're running into the same issues that their last game had, where they're losing their lanes. Not like massively, but Razor is definitely a big issue, not more so than the Qhali was. And your late game prospects aren't looking good. And speaking of that issue of the Razor, he's going down again, dominating for Faker. Just finished a Blade Mill, but he can't even pop it because Michael has a Blink Dagger and just jumps him immediately.
That is not good at all. Universitario in a difficult position. They do catch Vitaly in the top lane, but Austin and Lissex, they're going to need Dismar to help out as well. He cannot get his ulti off. So that will be a worthwhile trade, even if the Razor is absolutely struggling. Darkseer is getting bigger and bigger, and look at his net worth as well compared to the rest. This Darkseer is the top dog for Universitario. Almost ahead of this Leshreq, who's been, by the way, smoke farming Ancients, triple stacks, quad stacks. He's even farming another stack right now on this Lesh. But Darkseer off to a hell of a good game. I'm impressed by Lissex, how well he's got into this game, how well they played the lane. And however, can they actually capitalize on something here? Austin, he's found the enemy. Forces the rotations into mid, but that might just mean your mid-tier one is now being targeted.
Yeah, Lissex is having a great game. He's keeping up with all the cores on the side of Infinity here, but he's the only one, unfortunately. And Lemire, I mean, he has no mana here. Oh, he does get mana just now. A nice little Lotus pop for him to give him full mana here, and with him being there with Chrono, they will secure that tier 1 16.5 minutes into the game. Only a 2k gold advantage here for Infinity. It's not a lot, but if you look at the nature of the drafts, you kind of want to be ahead almost from beginning to end here with the type of draft that Universitario has concocted.
Yeah, and that puts pressure on Dad. He's playing the same hero again as last game. His farm pace is okay. But with the way things are going right now, at least it's not like a 3-4K lead, and it's a hopeless situation for the Muerta. We saw that he has the power, he has the capability.
This man can't get a break.
They go, but this time they got the TPs coming in next to a tower, and Faker just got in before the cancel. Look at that! Absolute annihilation as they get removed off of the server. The stun as well onto the Rubik. Oh man, if only you had a Midas to block that Lesh TP on the creep. Well, no sir. He comes through, gets hit maybe by the vacuum, but you got Leshrac with everybody next to him.
In so many ways, more than one. That was a disaster. He dodged a dead shot too. Okay, see you later. Give me a third permanent finger kill. And Faker does get the tip, much deserved. The cool thing about that last play was, yeah, that glyph that brought the Lesh in, first of all, they didn't kill it, so Lesh was allowed to join, but that creep that was invulnerable ran next to the Brewmaster, tanked one battery assault tick, right? Which allowed Brewmaster to get that right click off. And that changed the entire fight. Absolutely massive there. Very unlucky for Universitario, but also kind of outplayed as well to use that glyph in that timing.
Small margins for sure. And Universitario, yeah, you could see the looks of the players' faces there after that. Even Dad, after he got picked off there. Bit of hopelessness. But you can't give in to fear.
And we have not seen a single Chrono this game. Will that change?
And Razor, he's down. Hookshot will miss. James is gone.
He's done, I think.
Austin, looks like he's also pretty much done here. The Surge, they're not even targeting him at this point. They're just letting him run his course. Fakers start looking up for more targets. Dad does pop the Pierce the Veil and doing a lot of damage onto this Leshrac, but instantly getting the Purge off, but it's not going to be enough, or is it? Faker down. Maybe it will work out. Lumier's going to be in trouble as well. The Void is dropping. He's down. Dad, can he survive? He cannot die now. Oh, he will. Vitaly with the triple, but still two big cores do end up falling.
And Lumir's like, oh, I'm the big boy this game. I'm just going to go straight into Mjolnir. Who cares about his spell?
More.
Time walk.
Michael.
Yeah, he may get Michael.
Nah.
Yeah, okay. Looks like Michael's getting him. Oh, he got him.
Okay. Michael showed up for just a split second, and he shows and he's dead. But yeah.
Darkstar gave vision of that one. The time walk that was used by the Faceless Void, he blinked right into the calling. Got silenced. Hesitated a little bit too much there. Then got silenced again by the calling, and now all of a sudden, he just died. So all this farm you have on Lumir just wasn't able to use any of it in that team fight. And you can even see he's going for a greedy build. He's like, I'm going to go Mjolnir right away. I don't need a BKB. Well, after that fight, he might consider getting that BKB as soon as possible. Or perhaps just regretting that he isn't closer to it.
And there's a reason he's not going Manta this game. What the hell is he going to do with the Manta? Because Calling's still gonna silence you. So just go straight up to the BKB.
Dad?
Chrono.
There's an Invis Brewmaster with Radiance.
Austin and Dad versus
Austin is here. He's dead.
The timing. Surprise, surprise.
Give that man a tip.
That's a lot of gold, Fear.
Give that Clockwork a tip right there.
Maybe Michael as well. This is off to some Universitario pickoffs right here.
All right.
Pickoff City. Well, would you look at that? 2 quick kills for Universitario. And Dad gaining a hell of an amount of gold. 600 at least. Plus the shared gold going in for Austin. Austin off to a much better Clockwork game too, even if he did miss. You remember, he missed the Clockwork in that top area fight as well. Wasn't able to help out his teammates at all. Still end up winning the fight. Finally got a hook shot in. What else would have happened? But this is the first Roche for them.
I mean, Austin
right
has
at
been
the end of the tunnel.
The nightmare for Vitaly this game. But yeah, Roche, as you mentioned, going to be going their way here. And probably going to be picked up by Dad here. And he's going BKB this game, realizing in the last game he really couldn't right-click anything. And this game, he wants to be able to do some right-clicking, even though he is against Overgrowth. He is against a Faceless Void that have great ways of stopping him, but he doesn't want to get stunned by line. He doesn't want to get thrown in the air, and of course he wants to block a lot of that Leshrac damage.
Yeah. He certainly does. Now just putting our sights towards the next items are going to be
There's a
built
Hex
up
on
as
Rubik,
well.
by the way.
That's a hex on... Oof. Oh, yeah, the hex... Oh, I thought sheepstick for a second. I was like...
Oh,
damn.
no. Stolen hex.
Now I'm getting chippy. All right. Yeah, that's still a hex.
I didn't say there's
still
a
great
hex in the
to have.
works. That's different.
That is...
There is
that
a
is-
Wind Waker in the works for Rubik. Imagine him getting a Wind Waker this game.
It's a
That
good
would be
saving
special.
tool. Saving tool for sure. And off to the Tormentor, who gets the shard this time. There's the saving lift. Doesn't work on Chrono, unfortunately. But outside of that, helpful tool.
When Lumiere is still so silent on this Void. Of course, as mentioned, he's going to be the most powerful hero in the game. I don't mind him going back for BKB, but we have not seen a single Chrono this game.
Nope.
We are patiently waiting for that. Not that we need it, but I don't think he wants to use it until he has BKB. He can just like...
We don't need no Chronos here. It's like,
I mean, so far they have not. Actually, they did need it in that last fight. I lied, but unfortunately, him not getting it off caused his death, and that caused Roshan, so it was a bit of a snowball effect. And now, all of a sudden, Universitario, the gold lead is just at 3k for the side of Infinity here. But you do have the Aegis in your hands now. Do you want to use this Aegis to fight, or is it a farming Aegis? I think you're waiting for your BKB on the Morta, then maybe it's go time, but that will be matched with a Faceless Void BKB coming out at similar times for these carry players.
well, he just needs a couple more CS, and he has 3 minutes remaining, so I guess the team wants to play around the Muerta now, as he's just finished it. It should be coming off the courier very soon.
Very soon. And 4 staff on Brew now, so not going to be as easy to lock down.
Why is he not activating the courier yet? I'm a bit curious. I would have... I thought the BKB was that big that once they get it, they'll go for it. Okay, now he's got it.
You know, sometimes you forget. Or sometimes you think you did it, but then you actually didn't. You're like,
Oh, for some reason the recipe was on the ground of the fountain. I just saw the courier quickly wiggle-waggling in the base, and it was not in the inventory for some reason. It just dropped down on the ground, so that just happened.
We'll see if the timing matters.
It's on its
if
way.
they jump them.
But it's on its way, and the surprise element, Dad. He's gonna get it right now. And we'll just tank the front line. Now they know. That's a BKB.
Lemire has this BKB too, and they just go.
Nice quick jump here, and they've got the vacuum there. Look at the wall even. No vac yet. There we go. Followed up right after. Overgrowth coming out as well. Dad surviving. No ages to be burnt. It's Trouble City right now for Infinity as James gets his kill on Faker. Faker down right away. Dad going to be charging into the front as well. Help out his teammates. He's tanked the bullet. Now they're going to start taking bullets.
I'm really not sure why Lemire just doesn't want to use Chrono. But he still has it after that entire fight. He could have used it there, killed the Muerta, killed +1, or he could have saved his Lesh. I don't know. He's being very patient with this, and I'm starting to not know why he's being this patient. Maybe not feeling that he's getting all the targets he wants. Maybe he's waiting for the 5-man Chronosphere. Not entirely sure here, but his team kind of gets left to dry because of that. They aren't super confident to go on the Muerta after that, and they take the fight pretty easy on Universitario here.
Definitely an interesting build up there because they had no vision of the high ground. They had no idea where they actually are. They're just getting hit by being hit by spells over and over. They thought they could blow up the Muerta, wait for a little bit, and then Chrono. But I agree with you. Maybe she should have just thrown it down because it was not securing the kill. That was surviving for way too long. And survived.
He definitely had 2 opportunities to use it there, but mistakes happen. Maybe there's some small detail I didn't see there, but
Austin, on Faker.
who knows?
They're going to turn around and do a lot of poke on him, maybe even get the kill before anybody else shows up. He hook shots, but he's not out. And he's dead.
Aegis
like
will
that.
be reclaimed now. So that
The
is an
retreat.
option.
This game, at least economy-wise, has been fairly even. Despite the Razor having a bit of an abysmal start to the game, James finally bringing in the damage. Last fight, he just killed Faker by chasing him throughout that entire fight. Note this is not even a BKB Razor that was just running around wild in that fight.
Yeah, and he's going to get close to that as well, as you mentioned. He's just the recipe away at this point. It's going to be really close, as there's other problem items.
Oh, they found James.
Well.
Man of the hour indeed, trying to get a kill off of Michael. That shield rune is powerful.
Wait, will they even kill him? I don't know.
Finally dispelled it, but they've got backup on the way, and Vitaly gotta get the heck out of there. He's got that Earth Bruling walking away. Guardic's gonna be there to guard him, and we'll miss out on him.
Universitario, they're in this one now. They definitely are in it. It just really goes back to, like, when is this Faceless Void going to start paying off? He's been kind of hitting creeps the entire game. This is an investment that we're just waiting for infinity, and if it doesn't pay off, Universitario definitely has a good shot in this game. So we'll have a quick disconnect here. I mean, maybe we're waiting for the next Aegis here. Level 20 Talenton Void can come online. More BKBs are coming online as well. And of course, Darkseer, he's got all the auras at this point. He's got the Guardian Greaves, the Pipe, he's got the Lotus Orb. I saw he did have a Scythe of Vice queued up, but takes it off the quick buy. And
his inventory literally auras.
Yeah, I mean, the only one he's missing was pretty much like the Crimson Guard, but already disassembled that one just to get that Pipe and the Lotus Orb available.
Of course, looking at the rest, Austin opted to go for the Solar Crest, so they're trying to buff up this Muerta even more. Desmar, how close is he to the Wind Waker? Well, he's not that far anymore. It's a costly recipe, so it needs 4.1k. He's at 1,700 right now, almost halfway. That Wind Waker going to be your Chrono savior, at least saving allies.
Yeah, by the time we see a Chrono, that might be a Wind Waker in play, right? That would be pretty funny.
Very, very true. Blink Wind Waker Rubik could definitely be a certainty before we actually see Chronos being landed, because we're yet to see one. We've only seen one in the early game, and that was also a catch that did lead into a kill.
Yeah, on the Darkseer, yeah.
On the Darkseer, yeah. That's the only one.
Forgot about that one. That was a long time ago. Good old laning stage Chrono. We haven't seen a team fight one yet. And I don't even know, like, of course it's not easy, because Lesh is a hero that wants to get into the middle of the fight, right? So, like, maybe he's afraid of chronoing his teammates. He has, like, kind of, like, 3 melee heroes. Leshrek's kind of a melee hero in a lot of ways, because he does need to be in melee distance to get a lot of damage off. Maybe just not finding those perfect chronos. And, of course, the Aegis on the side of Universitario, that made it a bit more difficult as well. And Vitaly going for the Shiva's Guard. We're seeing a similar build from last game, minus Lotus Orb plus Force Staff, so nothing new in that regard. Guardic, same thing, just getting a Force Staff to help his boys when they get in trouble. And I think the big item that is coming out for this Leshrac, we haven't seen a lot of Faker in this game outside of the early game. It was all Faker in the early game, but these team fights, his network's great, but the impact has been minimal, mainly because Darkseer picked up a Pipe. But I think once he gets this BKB, he'll be able to fight a lot better. Of course, Muerta will do a lot less damage. Darkseer will do a lot less damage. He'll just have to kind of worry about the Razor, and that Blade Mill is a good way to get reduced by the Black King bar. So maybe that's the item that they're truly waiting for. Faceless Void level 20, BKB on the Leshrac. But I think more than anything, it's going to come down to the second Roshan. Who can grab it? Whatever team decides to get that Aegis, or not decides, whoever team earns that Aegis by winning a fight or does something on the map to get them positioned to get it before the other team, I think they're going to be in a big advantage this game.
Also talking about items, there's one particular item that has not been built very frequently lately. I'm not talking to Spursor or Revenant's Brooch. I'm talking about the block of cheese, which we barely ever get to see. I want you, Fear, to rate who is the best block of cheese carrier this game. Who benefits most of that extra 500 barrier? Is it the Void? Is it maybe the Lesh in the front line? Potentially the Muerta?
It's pretty bad for everyone. I don't know. Like,
how is block of cheese bad?
I mean, it's just like not good. It's like that 500 barrier probably isn't going to change anything in this game. But if I were to give it to anyone that particularly needs this, I would say the Razor. The Razor needs this block of cheese the most because he needs any amount of net worth he can get to give him a small edge in this game.
Because I feel like Muerta is probably the best. The way that the Muerta plays this game and that last game, kind of, hit and run style. The moment you're not taking damage, it starts recharging back. So if you're able to go in, you get initiated on, you got to reset. That's like the most carry players' mentality is, I got to stay back for a bit. I got to watch what my team does. Do you have another opportunity to go back in? You get your block of cheese buff. You get your extra 500 barrier. You walk back in, deal some damage. I feel like Muerta would be pretty high on that damage list for me because Void is another I'd consider. Because if you get that barrier running in as your low HP and you get the time walk, you won't really time walk HP at that point, but you will be able to get time walked out, at least, if they try to burst you down. But it's an item we barely ever see.
Yeah, it's because it's, for what it gives you, it's not like worth even considering. Like you'd rather just keep the Lotuses available for this burst heal and use them in the fights instead of like hoarding them all, and you'd rather just honestly use a cheese in the fight.
Yeah, you'd probably rather use a cheese than a block of cheese. That's very true.
Like you get this barrier, or you can just get this huge heal in the middle of the fights that might just turn the game. You'll see it if there's an abundance of cheese and Lotuses, then maybe we'll see it just as like kind of like that extra eating moonshard type of thing, or eating an axe.
Yeah.
Might as well eat
when you have nothing else
too.
to do. If there's nothing else to do and that's the only buff you can get, then in that case, yeah. It's like your late game, your luxury late game item, if you put it that way. We're still on pause, but now we get the reconnect as I just say that out loud, as Lissex has returned into the game. And hopefully we can continue. Go when ready. So let's go back into the game. 27 minutes into game number 2 with Infinity. With the Hokori logo still leading the game. And Universitario making it tight. Just a quick recap for the people who are only just tuning in for SA Dota.
I'm just tuning in. That was a long pause. Who's winning again?
Who's winning? True. Good question. Can't really answer that because this game is feeling a bit more competitive than game number 1. It's exactly what I was asking and hoping for, and I'm getting it. So I'm all ears, I'm all happiness. But I think a big thing leading into that, where's the chrono? When are we seeing the next chrono?
I mean, I don't even care if he doesn't use the chronos, right? Like, it's one thing if you don't use the chrono because, like, you don't need to, right? But it's been a couple fights in a row where I feel like he's needed to use it, and it just never came. And it's a bit nitpicky, and of course I'm a carry player, so I like looking at these things more than most people will. Lumir's just not having his cleanest game, even though he had complete free farm, and that's always a little sad to see, especially a player of his caliber that normally just doesn't miss a beat, especially after that Morphling game. But timings are slow. He's level 20. He's getting close to Scotty. No buyback, of course, here. The 2 orbs are available in the inventory. We got the BKB available for the Leshrac. Brewmaster, he's got all items he wants. Lion has Blink Force, everything he wants. Force Staff, same story. And then we got the BKB and Racer. So both teams pretty much are happy with their item progression right now. We're just waiting for the big boy Roche. He's going to respawn in 2 minutes. And it will be on the Radiant side.
We always get the long respawn sphere. Like, I don't think it's been a couple days, a couple of weeks. I feel like it's been months. I think it's been all the way to the DPC since we've seen like a less than a minute respawning timer in the games that we're casting. So
it's been all year.
1 minute 53. All year.
Haven't seen a Roche. 53. Sub 130 in
I think it's when I'm guessing with Lizard when I get the faster ones, but I
believe in those superstitions. So
it could be. Got to break another curse, right?
There you go.
Boom, there it goes.
Looking at the vision side of things as well. Universitario, they're kind of prepared for that daytime Roshan. They've already placed the wards down next to the bottom half of the map. But Infinity, they made a move towards top, kind of looking like a bit of a Tinker ward, which used to be a Tinker ward placement, something like that in the top lane area. They don't see bottom at all. So if they want to head bottom, they got to smoke, and that's exactly what they're doing right now. Smoking up, plus a DD for Lumiere.
That's a big one.
And a counter from Universitario. We might just see our fight. Do we see Chrono is the big question. Austin on the other side. Vision already popping and breaking Vitalis. But no jumping just quite yet. Still waiting at the lines.
Those
James.
wards were dire, by the way, on that twin gate. Well, they were. They're not anymore.
Here's the D ward. They know where they are now. Watcher taken out. All that vision now gone. Roshan, 9 seconds. Lumiere inside the pit. Are they too early? Are they too late? Because the place is now theirs.
They're exactly where they need to be in this moment. Both teams, as we were waiting for this Roshan. This is the moment. Both teams know that they need to take advantage of if they want to get the lead in this game. Whoever wins this fight will be leading this game without a doubt in my mind.
Just a casual Razor illusion giving a bit of information of their whereabouts. Sitting next to the twin gate. Huerta in the front. Throwing out the dead shots. Let's see what Austin is up to. Nobody inside the pit right now, but Austin, uh-oh, gonna get caught. Faker and Gardic, that's the opening for the fight. And that's already one hero almost down through the other. 4 Steph to save him. Nothing, he's still surviving. Get him out of there, get him out there. No, Austin is down. And James, he's charging on the Faker, but Faker gets saved. If only they had something to get the man the hell out of that low ground, but no. James turning around with the BKB. They've got the vacuum player, sorry, the wall is placed down without the vacuum, and Razor slowly but surely dying, and Lumiere enjoying his time. Drops the chrono. It's been a while, but they'll lose it. They'll use it for their advantage. Dismar dead as well, with Vitaly sniping the backline. This wasn't even a fight for Universitario, and they've lost 4 heroes in the process.
That's all you gotta do. You just gotta secure 1 or 2 of these kills for your team, and simple as that. As Lumiere just whacks away as the BKB. He didn't want to use the chrono. I get it for that, but glad he did instead of that changing. He had a really good BKB usage there too, dodging the dead shot, which would have allowed the Razor to disengage there. So much better fight. And with that fight, 9k advantage at 33 minutes now for Infinity. And of course, Aegis and Cheese. We'll see if they save for that block of cheese or not. Or if they will just keep that cheese for the team fights, where I imagine a Leshrac holding a cheese is probably one of the most valuable things they can do. That 2500 HP sounds a lot more game-winning than a 500 shield.
And now we have an actual first decisive lead coming out into this game. It was a 50-50 game for 30 minutes, but after that fight, can you really say 50-50?
Definitely not.
Austin does get the catch of the Gardic with the hook shot. Does find the Treant Protector. He's fighting him 1v1. Mano y mano. And Gardic, not much he can do here. Can't even right-click. Every time he tries to punch, he gets hit by one of those nasty bolts of, whatever bolts he's throwing around with that battery assault. Shrapnel, even.
That and the Razor Lightning, lots of stuff being thrown at him there, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a classic Gardic death. It's fine. He'll be back in 30 seconds. Just trying to do some D-ward and doing some tree things on the side. All good. They still got the Aegis. They still got the cheese for the Leshrac. If this Leshrac was killable before, maybe he's still killable, but it's going to take a lot longer with that cheese in hand. And of course, this Void. He doesn't need Chrono anymore unless he sees a perfect opportunity. He can just go in knowing that if he dies once, as long as his BKB is available, his second death will probably not happen. So very scary Void right now as he's getting closer to his Butterfly as well. That'll be his next item after this Aegis does get taken away or expire.
Not to put any shame on a team that's already been knocked out from qualifiers. This will probably be my last NA reference here in SA, but I'm getting some Stonebank vibes of a Vitaly.
Okay, if it's about bait, we know this isn't your last reference.
Yeah, I know, but 10-4-7 on the Brewmaster. This guy is a nuisance for the backline of Universitario. He's playing like Austin is playing the clockwork. He's fearless, he goes in, but he's getting kills. Every single time he's going in, he will get a kill, he will get an assist, and he's done a lot of work. You look at the rest of the cores, it's not a Leshrac with 15 kills or 10 kills that's snowballing out of hands. Vitaly's got the most of these kills. He's done most of them by himself as well in this brew.
If Universitario wins a game here, I swear, the clock is getting MVP. I would have given it for last game for him, but unfortunately he didn't win. But he's playing so well in this Clockwork, both games. Even though, unfortunately, they're not winning, his just hook shots and positioning and just everything has been so incredibly good. Been impressed. As Infinity, he might have to do it again soon on the Clockwork. Infinity is on your high ground here. With an Aegis, with the cheese. And they're mad. They want to win this game right now.
They are tightening the noose around Universitario. Lumiere. Drop that tier 3 tower down to half HP. And they also recognize the situation that they cannot hold out for very long. The calling is on cooldown. Here we go. Instant jump at the Wind Waker. The Wind Waker comes into play. Where to get some time. He will get his BKB off and now faces Void. No jump yet. He will finally get out. James also fighting against Gardic on the side lane. Or the sideline. Gardic. Oh, he gets to blink out. Unbelievable. Triant actually gets to blink away. Hiding in the trees. And James doesn't have a target to hit. No vision.
Oh, that Wind Waker saved the Mortis life. We were wondering if the Wind Waker would come or the Chrono first, and it looks like we did get one Chrono. That was pretty good there on the Razor, but now it's kind of hard. You can't just go on one target just like that, unless... Well, you have two options. So it looks like he's going for one of the two options. You have two Chronos, but hold that thought as you're going to chase and look for some kills here. It won't happen. So you have two choices here. You get a Nullifier. That way the Wind Waker has no effect. Or you just Chrono him twice, and it looks like he's going for the double Chrono option. Because you do have the opportunity to hit multiple targets.
It's time to get Refresher in Dismar. Refresher Rubik. That would be a sight to be behold.
That would be quite special, just for double Wind Waker. I mean, maybe they'll get the next Roche and they'll get the Refresher Shard. Who knows?
Let's see what's going on here. Triant already scouting in ahead. Got the root. Bismarck saved with the toss, but here comes the... Oh, a hook shot blocked by Lumiere. Oh, he's got hostiles inside his cogs now as well. Bouncing back the stun with the Lotus Orb. That's a very techie Clockwork now. Walks into Faker's stun, though. One trouble into another. Drops the Glimmer Cape and still down. And there's a vac by Letless Sex, but it won't do anything.
Well, the pesky Clockwork is down for now. And Brewmaster goes ahead and stops the Razor's TP here. You do have a BKB, but you didn't get it off.
For backup. Faker's here. Oh, missed the stun. The lift, they don't have Force Staffs, but they got Dismar. That's all they need. Another Lotus bouncing it back down. Can he get the damage off the Lion? Yes, he can. Now they're going to focus on Faker, but he's being bullied and pummeled by Vitaly. Still standing his ground at 400 HP. Lumiere stuck by Illusions. And Muerta rooted up by Gardic, and he's down. Gardic even getting the kill. That's everybody gone. And one step closer to get the victory. That's
we got
pretty
no
much
buyback
like it.
on 3 heroes here. The big ones being your mid and your carry with this Razor and Muerta. No buyback. Darkseer does have a buyback, but he has no wall here. If it's not game, it's major structural damage here, as they will probably lose 2 sides as a result of this one. Or maybe they'll just lose Clockwork.
On to the next one we go.
He does have buyback, trying his best to buy as much time as he possibly can here. This is their last glyph available. 50 seconds, no Muerta. And more importantly, the wall is 40 seconds. So they're pretty much looking at Muerta's timer until they can do something big again. Probably can't get the throne here, but you're definitely getting 2 sides, maybe even 3 if they want to go for that top set.
They're not seeing any buybacks coming in, so they're going to at least gamble. Hope for some buybacks to come off. Faker diving in deep. Dismar does have the time walk. That's just the time walk. You can't time walk these racks back.
You really can't.
And that's Mega Creeps.
That would be a little weird if you could do that.
Holy, did you see the time walk range on this Rubik?
Yeah, I mean, with the cast range, it's pretty nasty. Does he have the shard too? Yeah, he does. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and the blink. So if you time walk and blink forward, you can do a massive time walk distance. He's having some fun with it.
He might have fun with a time walk, but he's not having fun with the condition of his base right now, as every single barracks has been destroyed now. 25k net worth advantage. And if you want to, You can just go wait for Roche. Or maybe you get bored and you just go Chrono mid lane. Nah, he didn't do it. I thought he would consider it. He's got 2 of them.
Oh, they're all stacked up as well. Oh, they just spread out the moment they were about to hit a 4-man Chrono.
No. If you know Lemire, he is the most patient faceless void you'll ever see. He does not want to...
we've seen
wants
that
the perfect Chrono.
He'll either Chrono 1 HP Razor, or he'll Chrono no one.
Yeah. That's what it comes down to. He doesn't want a 4-man Chrono. That's too flashy. I mean, it's the beginning of the qualifier, right? He doesn't want to get this hero perma-banned against him. It's really just long game tactics. That'd be next level, actually. You just play at, like, the bare minimum performance on some hero, just, even though you know you're going to win, just so you can get it more in the future. As long as you get the W, that's all that matters.
Yep, exactly. That's all you need. Just need wins in a row. This is the first day of SA after all. The more wins you get in the upper bracket, the shorter the path to TI is going to be. And you also don't need to worry about the threat of elimination. That will only strike you when you go straight to grand finals. That's the one and only series where you're going to lose it all.
Oh, Lemire, if we're talking about getting Chronos off easier, he just got the shard off the Tormentor. Because everyone else already has one. So not every day, like, the top net worth hero in the game gets the shard, but when everyone else already bought a shard, there you go.
5 shards to 1. This smart, at least he's got probably the best shard for the team. Maybe Muerta scaling could help out, but you'd have to stretch this game a lot to make it super value. So they only have the lift save versus
and
5 other
Clockwork
shards
has been found. Leshrac gonna TP onto the outpost.
That's a target.
No jetpack available.
Bye-bye. For now.
Okay.
TP. Can he kill with the trees and TP? Michael?
Nah, he's
push. Nah. Wishful thinking.
Indeed, and meanwhile, Dismar gonna get caught by Void here.
Yeah, back into the base. The Wind Waker, he's gonna push
Chrono
himself to
it?
safety, but
Oh,
Lumiere,
okay.
ooh, he's close, and Lysix is oh, he's baiting.
He's got an arcade room, man. Just
canceling.
get him.
Yeah, he's just cast canceling. He was baiting with that Chrono there for a second. And that Arcane, that's gonna run out. Does he get to use it?
There it is.
He's gonna pop it. And there goes Mr. Rubik.
No buy on
TPing
Rubik.
back into the base, but at the same time, another Chrono should be soon available. Not going to pop the refresher just quite yet. Moving away for the time being. Now he's popped it. James, they're focusing on Faker. He's like, come on, dude. Drop the Chrono already. Drop the hammer. But no, they're moving out. They've lost 2. Lumire's not going to risk it. The tally, 18 seconds until that form ends. And there we go. The turnaround, the finger as well onto the Muerta. Muerta's going to be dropping. And there's the Darkseer next. All those auras, they ain't going to help you at all as they drop one after the other. Razor going to get hit by the overgrowth. The fear does connect onto the Faceless Void. Razor's going to jump straight back in. And James going to be the next target to drop.
And then Dad here, he gets cycloned up. All right. He's got no BKB. He's got no buyback. He'll go down
the end of the
here.
game. He dies.
That'll be
over.
the end of your dreams for Universitario in the upper bracket, at least. If you want to make your way into TI, you have to work your way from the lower bracket. As 2 teams do, however, get to go to TI from South America here.
That is true. But now it's time for the long haul for Universitario. At the same time, Infinity.
For RDO.
At least the score line is 2 to